born in 1944 in New York City. But life didn't hand him an easy beginning. His mother was a young, single woman who couldn't afford to raise him. His father was absent. When Larry was just 9 months old, he was sent to live with his aunt and uncle in Chicago. They raised him with care, but deep inside, Larry always felt different. He didn't quite fit in. At school, he struggled. His grades were poor, his teachers doubted him, and classmates teased him. But Larry had something rare, a burning curiosity. He wanted to understand how things worked. Radios, machines, mathematics, logic, anything that explained why. When he was a teenager, he was fascinated by science fiction and technology. He would read about scientists and inventors who built worlds out of imagination. Years later, Larry would say, "Sometimes losing everything is the best beginning. Because when you have nothing to lose, you're finally free to build anything."
Larry enrolled in the University of Illinois. For the first time, he started to shine academically, especially in math and computer science. But tragedy struck again. During his second year, his adoptive mother passed away. Heartbroken, Larry dropped out. He moved to the University of Chicago, not to earn a degree, but to explore. There, he discovered something that would change his life forever: computers. It was the early 1970s. Computers were huge, expensive, mysterious. Few people even understood what they could do. But Larry did. He saw a future where data, not paper, would power the world. "I didn't care about getting a diploma," he later said. "I cared about understanding how things worked. That was my real education." By 1977, Larry was living in California, the heart of innovation. He worked at small tech firms, learning everything he could about databases and programming. But deep down, he knew he wanted more. He didn't want to work for someone else's dream. He wanted to build his own. So with two colleagues, Bob Miner and Ed Oates, Larry started a tiny company called Relational Software, Inc. They had no investors, no office, just 3 desks, a couple of computers, and one crazy vision: to create a new kind of database based on a concept from IBM research, something called the relational model. The idea was revolutionary: store data in a way that anyone could access and analyze easily. Most people laughed at it. They said, "That's too theoretical. It'll never work." But Larry didn't listen. For months, he coded nonstop, day and night. His small team survived on coffee, instant noodles, and dreams. "When you innovate," Larry would later say, "you take risks. But the biggest risk is not taking any risk at all." And slowly, their ideas started to work. Confident, inspired. Their first big break came when they won a contract with the CIA. The project's code name? Oracle. The software was fast, reliable, and groundbreaking. It changed how organizations manage data. Soon, the name Oracle became the company's identity. Businesses began noticing. Orders increased. The startup that began in a tiny room suddenly had global potential. But success didn't come easy. At one point, Oracle nearly went bankrupt. Larry made bold and sometimes reckless decisions. Yet, through every failure, he learned something new. He once said, "Great achievements are born out of great struggles. If you're not willing to fail, you're not willing to succeed." That mindset turned Oracle into a multi-billion-dollar powerhouse. Passionate, steady, intense. Even after Oracle became successful, Larry wasn't satisfied. He wanted more, better performance, faster systems, new markets. While others celebrated, he was back in the lab asking, how can we make this 10 times faster? How can we change the world again? He was competitive, sometimes ruthless, but always visionary. He studied his rivals, IBM, Microsoft, SAP, not to copy them, but to outthink them. He pushed Oracle's team to break boundaries, to dream bigger than anyone else. I want to leave a dent in the universe, Larry said, and I'll do whatever it takes. That relentless hunger, that refusal to stop, became his superpower. Calm, proud, inspiring. Decades of dedication paid off. Oracle became one of the most powerful technology companies in the world. Larry Ellison's net worth soared into tens of billions of dollars. He bought yachts, jets, and even an entire Hawaiian island. But Larry always reminded people, money was never the goal. He said, don't focus on what you can earn. Focus on what you can create. Because what you build lasts longer than what you buy.
Larry Ellison's journey teaches us 3 timeless lessons. First, education never ends. He dropped out of college, but he never dropped out of learning. Second, take bold risks. Every great leap in his life came from daring to do what others feared. Third, never settle. Success isn't the finish line, it's the starting point for something greater. Failure didn't define him, his response to failure did. Imagine yourself at 25, 40, or even 60, wondering if it's too late to start again. Larry's life reminds us it's never too late to begin. If you're curious, relentless, and brave enough to take risks, you can build something that lasts. You can leave your mark on the world. Be bold, take risks, never stop learning, and never settle.